everyone, I am back with another scrapbook layout using nothing but scraps again. I've been loving this prompt. I just wanted to show you really quick what I was going to use. This has been put together for the longest time and I have some pictures to go with it, but this is just a bunch of stuff kind of thrown together. I have one full sheet, which I probably won't use. This is by Karen Foster Designs, 2005. So not sure how much of that I'll get used up, but hopefully some. And then there's like scraps in here. I don't even know what this is from. I don't remember this at all. So here's another one if I could pick it up. A couple of scraps. There's kind of a piece of gray cardstock, yellow cardstock. I don't even know. That's pretty bright yellow. These don't have any names on it. I have no idea what these scraps are from. Oh, maybe this is from Adorn It. This might be the same collection. This was Construction, I think is the name of it. I don't see a date. Maybe on this side? Nope. So Adorn It. Are they even around anymore? I don't think they're around. Here's some just stickers left over. I believe this is Adorn It as well, stickers. So it must have been part of a collection that I just threw some things in. So I just kind of wanted to show you more of those same scraps. This is kind of a cool paper because I didn't do that distressing, but that looks really cool. And a bunch of the, oh, this blue's in here. I'm not sure, but that doesn't look like it would really go. But a couple border stickers. This is Karen Foster, probably made to go with this paper here. But it's just a sticker sheet under construction, which will go great with these pictures. Some stickers, some more stickers, and then a few more scraps. Mr. Fix-It, that's cute. Here's a hat and measuring tape sticker, that's cute. A few more scraps, and then I have this thing's pretty cool. I have this little bag. I don't even know where it came from. It's got some twine buttons and like one of those little photo holder things. I don't know if I'll use these or not, but anyways, let's get started on the layout. I just thought you might like to see the scraps. Okay. Hi everyone, welcome back to another scrapbook layout video, and thank you for joining me again today. I am scrapbooking a few photos of my son, and I have mentioned a few times that we remodeled our kitchen, and this was back in 2009, so I have a lot of these pictures to scrap. I started out, I believe I'm starting out following a sketch by Scrapbook Generation, but I'm going to kind of go off on my own quite a bit, so I didn't show the sketch or anything. What I did there was I took the two papers and I cut them to my own size, I believe. I want to say the sketch called for like 3x3 photos or something like that, and I didn't want to cut mine that small, so mine are 4x4. Maybe that's what you know what, it doesn't matter what the sketch called for because this is what I'm doing anyway. So I cut this paper here. I probably could have just cut a couple strips of the measuring tape parts and tucked them behind the gray, but I wasn't that worried about it because I honestly thought that this would be the only layout I would get from these scraps, these leftover scraps, but I am going to go ahead and get one more, and so I am very excited how both of these turned out. They are a lot of fun. I put down the two pattern papers. That one's kind of a gray, and it has that kind of pre-inking effect on it. And then I wanted to, use up some of these border stickers. These are not stickers that I think I would find to work with other collections real easily, but I liked the color of this scalloped one. So I am literally taking my trimmer and cutting off a small piece of this sticker. It's a border sticker, so don't be afraid to cut apart your border stickers as well. And I liked it at the top so much that I decided I wanted to go ahead and do one on the bottom. And now I want to point out they are both completely not straight, and I don't even care. At the end of this layout, I don't even know how much of them you can really see, but I tried to make them straight. I didn't want them super off from each other, but once the first one was there and not straight, I kind of purposely, you can definitely tell on the bottom one. So back to kind of that grungy look that was already on that paper that I showed in the beginning, I have this stencil by Holtz. And I also have this foam dauber thing that I got from scrapbook.com, and I will link below to both this stencil if I can find it and this dauber. I like this dauber a little bit more for stenciling because it's of the dome shape. It's a little easier to get into the little stencil holes, but this stencil is just kind of like a grunge. There's just like dots that go all over the place, and so I am literally going all over the place for this layout. First, I went over where the dots were on the patterned paper because I wanted it looks a little different than the dots that were already on there, so I wanted to make them, you know, look the same as all these other spots that I'm putting these dots. And I just put a piece of different paper. One thing I'll say about those domed foam things, I don't like the domed ones for inking the edges of my layouts. And when I was doing this, I did notice that, I think it was my ink though, there seemed to be like little pieces of something. And I know if you use those foam blending brushes enough that you will, like, they'll eventually start falling apart when you're inking. But these ones were that one was brand new anyways, and I don't know, I am not 100% sold, but I did recently get a brush from Pink and Maine, and I'm gonna try it for stenciling. I don't think I had it when I made this video, so I'll do, if you guys want a review or something later on, I'll definitely, you know, I'll keep you updated on which ones I like better. I think I will end up liking the Pink and Maine one a little better, but I went all over the place, you can probably tell, with the stenciling. I wanted it to go everywhere. I didn't want just 3 areas. This is my son. It's in 2009. You will see some of the dirt pile that I've mentioned in the backyard. My husband was outside with him, and I think my husband was working on like the blocks for him to pour the cement for the frame of the house or something like that. I don't know, but my little boy was helping move some of the dirt. So he's got a shovel there, and he's got, he doesn't have a shirt on, which I think is super cute. And he's got a, you know, he's just out there wheelbarrowing some dirt around and helping out. And he helped out so much with our house remodel that it was so neat. So when I had the 3 photos, I did put a frame, that gray paper frame, around one of them, but I felt like it stood out so much more than these other photos, and I didn't want these 2 photos to be any less important. So I put them on there, and I ended up mounting them with that patterned paper so that they would stand out too. And I'm really glad that I did that because I feel like now they all kind of stand out and not just the one. So I do put the 2 on there, and I do believe it is a scrapbook generation, thinking about it now. And I do want to say that they had a couple photos that were at the 4x4 size. So maybe I was wrong about that, but either way, when I went to put the second one down, all of the stenciling I had done in the middle part there got lost behind the photo, and I just wanted a little bit of it to stand out, so I just grabbed the stencil and did a little bit more, adding some more on there just to kind of, you know, put some of that in the middle, so it wasn't just, I didn't want it to frame the layout. That's why I added more in the middle. And there are places with that stencil, I'll talk about these dies in just a second. There are places with the stencil where I pushed harder so that they were darker, and other places where it was lighter, and I really tried to make it all look very random. So I'm going to talk about these dies now. I love these dies. I got them from a place, I think it's called In Love Art Shop or whatever, and she sent me some dies to work with, and then I never heard from her again. So I'm not going to say you should run out and buy these dies. It took me, I wasted a couple strips of this few scraps I had left trying to cut these out. I finally managed to get them out, and I'm super happy, and I absolutely love the way they look. They're just kind of that grungy, I don't know, they go so well as like a little like embellishment starter type of thing. I have them in 3 different spots. You can see they're not symmetrical. They're meant to be, you know, weird, but cutting those out was a pain in the rear. Let me tell you, so that's why I won't suggest it. I will let you know, if you buy those dies, you better have a really, really good die cutter. But I did get them cut out, not completely. They did kind of tear a little bit coming out, but anyways, I am really glad that I got them cut out. And I cut some of both of the different ones that I showed. I decided to use the circle ones on this layout. I did think about using both of the different types on this one. One looks like circles, the other one looks like bricks. But I just kind of ended up using just the circles on this. And I thought one of the best ways probably to get adhesive behind them, you could use a little, like my little Lawn Fawn glue would have worked, but I am trying to use up this Xyron ink thing because it just sits on my shelf, never getting used. So this is something I'm trying to use up. So I thought, oh, I'm just going to do that. So I did that, and it works for the most part. It was actually fairly easy to get them glued down. And most of these have other elements that do end up on the top of them, so they don't have to necessarily stay down by themselves. But they're cool. You can just flop them on the page. You don't have to worry about them being straight. And they just look really great tucked in behind things. So the first one I started with was this cluster up here on the right. At this point, I wasn't really sure about that big like bulldozer thing. I didn't want it to overwhelm the layout, but it does end up there on the layout, and I love it. So I'm just going through. In any of the stickers, you can see I put those arrow stickers up there. I found that word caution, and I popped that up on some foam tape, and that pretty much, I will do a little bit more to that cluster in a little while, but it pretty much just made that cluster just fine up there. This is where I decided, yep, I'm going to go for it. There's no other place I'm really going to ever use this die cut piece, and I glued it down. I used my Nuvo glue to glue it down just because I figured it'd be easier than trying to get ATG in all those spots. So I'm taking another one of these little die cut pieces, and I'm going to kind of tuck it behind this photo, and I believe it goes over the bulldozer a little bit as well. I think I might move that one in a minute or add to it. I'm not sure, but there was another one of these kind of construction stickers, and it's, well, for a while it was kind of my title, but I am going to add a little bit of a title later on. And then I'm taking another one of these little circle things, and they just are perfect for like exactly that, foundation starter, cluster starters, whatever you call them nowadays. So I had another one of these arrow stickers, and I thought, you know, I have that one up in the top right-hand corner, so, you know, it would use it up if I had another one. And not only that, but it would bring kind of that color down. And so I put it down, but I wanted it to go underneath that little die cut piece that I had made. I did tear it a little bit pulling it up, but again, because of the type of die cut piece that it is, it doesn't really matter. But since it was kind of underneath on the top, I don't know, I just wanted it to go underneath. So I'm kind of digging through now, looking for different things that, you know, I don't have a whole lot for this collection. I don't think I brought in anything separate. I think I used only the scraps that were there. And so there was a little cut apart card piece that you can see. I'm just kind of simply fussy cutting. It was just the shape of a, you know, construction sign. I think it says work area or something like that. So I saw that and cut it out, and I really liked it. So I'm going to put it over here in this cluster, and part of it goes on top of the photo that I popped up with foam tape. So I'm just adding foam tape to some of it, and that kind of makes that cluster on the right hand side. So now I have those arrows in each cluster area. I have that kind of die cut piece in each cluster. I saw this and I really liked where it said caution minute work or whatever, and I thought maybe I could make it work. At first I thought maybe I could trim this down to be another hexagon, but then I started to do that and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm not going to be able to make that work good at all. But when I went to put it here, it basically covered up all of that like circle-y die cut piece that I had, and I knew there was no way I was going to be able to pull up that entire thing, and it just looked kind of funny. So I decided I'm just not going to put that on there, and I kind of decided I'm not even going to really do any journaling for this page. I have a lot of this, so this is from when we did our kitchen remodel, and I have a ton of photos of him. This is my middle son, who's now, you know, almost 16, and he was, gosh, I don't know, 4 or 5 at this time. So I have a lot of photos of him helping out. So I wasn't really worried about this page having any specific you know, journaling on it, because it's just more of the same thing. There's going to be a lot of these together in the scrapbook, if that makes any sense. So I'm just trying out some of the last little bits of stickers. Some of them I liked but didn't end up using because I didn't want all of that circle-y die cut pieces that, I don't know what to call those grunge pieces. So I got out some different yellow stickers, and I like these. I want to say these are from, it's not Lawn Fawn. What is that? Lawn something Fawn? Freckled Fawn, maybe. I want to say these are from Freckled Fawn, but don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. But I didn't have the letter R. So what I did was I took the letter B, and these are kind of a puffy, whatever shape to them or texture to them. I cut out the letter B and I kind of cut it to look like an R, and it looks like a horrible R right there, I'm going to tell you. But to be honest, I'm going to leave it like that. And I feel like it kind of goes with the rest of the page and the whole grungy, kind of dirty, he's out in the dirt playing dirt. And so really it works for me. I am going to move that W down a little bit to kind of go, because it's kind of floating and it looks bigger than the rest. So I start to put the rest of the words, but I wanted to make sure that that W was moved down before I did that. I hope these stickers stay. They don't seem to have the best adhesive, and normally I would have added more adhesive, but I didn't for some reason this time. I can't remember what I made it say. I think hard at work is what I think I put on this page. I didn't really know, like I said, there's going to be a whole bunch of these pictures that have the same thing, him just helping out. So I did try that one that says he's got skills, that sticker there, but it didn't look good, and I didn't really like the saying for this. So I also liked these star stickers, but I didn't really want the square. The square wouldn't fit anywhere, and so I decided, I'm going to get out a star punch and just see what happens. So it does not punch out perfectly. I think it's just because of the type of material the sticker was, but it came out good enough. So I'm going to add one up here into this cluster, and that's going to kind of bring that light blue that is the same blue as those arrows. And I really liked it. So I'm going to do the same thing to this darker blue, and I'm going to bring that down to the bottom. So now that darker blue that's from the arrows at the top is now coming down to the bottom. So I don't have a third star sticker to add to the left. I wish I did, but I feel like there's enough. This is a busy page. It's definitely embellishment kind of, you know, you're drawn to the page by the embellishments, but I love how it turns out. And it, you know, considering I used all scraps, that was even more exciting for me. So I did take a minute to fussy cut this little helmet. I liked the hard hat, but I didn't have anywhere else to, or I didn't want to use, again, I didn't want to use the card. So I wanted to kind of figure out how to use it without using the full card. And so I cut it off and I stuck it underneath and kind of tucked it in that cluster. And it's kind of half hidden mostly, but it works anyway. I put it on there and I think it's cute. There was this other little banner sticker that said ruggedly handsome, but I took off the word ruggedly, and I just tried to use the word handsome because he is my handsome little boy, but it wasn't working for me on this page. So the other cool thing that I really like about this page though is these little stickers that I'm sticking around. You can see in the close-ups in the end. They're like little nail heads, and they are just adorable. And then there's those other ones that are nails that you're going to see. I'm going to add a couple here by the title. Those ones I'm not really crazy about where they are, but they're there now and whatever, I used them. And so that was my whole point, was just to get them used up. I literally thought this was going to be the only layout that I got to use with these scraps, but like I said, I'm going to get one more after this. So I hope you guys like this layout. You can see those nail head stickers there and how cool it looks. So thank you for joining me again. Please hit the like and subscribe button and join me for more. And up next will be the final layout I'll actually get out of more of these tiny little scraps. So I'll see you guys next time. Hope everyone is doing well. Goodbye.